Welcome to another episode of War Hero to Superhero. It is Friday. We're done, right? But not yet. We have another interview in the Superhero Battle Room. We're going to go take that down right there. And as we're going over and shutting down the Battle Room, we are doing our final interview with Al Jones, prior Army, and he went from bad credit to excellent credit. How do you get an 850 credit score? Well, we're going to go figure that out. Al's going to go teach us about that, share his War Hero story, and share those superhero tactics, which we all need each and every day, because if we're missing them, we need to listen today. So I'm going to bring Al in. Hey, Al, thanks for joining.
Hey, Daniel, thanks for having me on the show.
Definitely. So I'd love to go hear your war hero story. How long were you in the Army? When did you get out? And how was it? Because I've only worked with Army. I've never actually been in the Army.
Actually, I was in 3 years National Guard with the 108th Aviation Battalion here in the Phoenix metro area, and was there for 3 years. And then I wanted to go active duty, wanted to get out of Phoenix, wanted to get out of my mother's umbrella, from my mother's umbrella, and just get out. So I applied for active duty and was issued the ordnance branch after I completed the ordnance officer basic course in Redstone Arsenal in Huntsville, Alabama, and then got picked up from the superintendent's program, and then just kind of went active duty and was active duty for 2 years. First active duty assignment was in Camp Casey, Korea, with the 2nd Infantry Division, and the second one was with 166 Ordnance Battalion in Fort Hood, Texas.
Wow. So only 2 years active duty.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, only 2 years. 3 National Guard, and I could have stayed with National Guard, but I wanted to do it full time. So that's when I said, hey, just get me out of the part-time gig. I wanted to do full time, and just got the 2 years.
Wow. So after those 2 years of active and 3 years of National Guard, how was it when you get out of the service? What year was it then?
Got ETS'd in May of 1991.
Oh, wow.
And how was it? It was a challenge, to say the least. And one of the challenges that I experienced, and you'll find out a little more if you check out the book, My Journey from Back to Excellent Credit, on Amazon, paperback, ebook, audiobook, is that once you get out, the transition is a challenge, because many times people are in the service, they get so indoctrinated with the jargon, the acronyms. And then when you go to the real world, many people kind of look at you like, okay, what's he talking about? Is he some psycho, vet killer? And it doesn't transition really well. And that's probably one of the biggest challenges that I experience. The culture, get so indoctrinated with the culture in the military, whether it's how you dress, you're walking around with a rucksack on, and you'll see some guys, some people in general, that are walking around with rucksacks on their day-to-day stuff, and you kind of wonder, were they in the military? Did they have a difficult time trying to transition out? So, and the other thing is, when you are searching for employment, the media will like to portray that it's just a piece of cake. You just walk in and tell them, hey, I'm a veteran. Even if you're a service-disabled veteran, the doors are going to open up for you, and then everyone's going to hire you. That is far from the case.
So what about for yourself? So the jargon in the hiring, did you have a long time from getting civilian employment then?
Yes, I did. And actually, after getting out, I went for about 7 months of unemployment. So I had the standard unemployment, then the extension, then the extension to the extension unemployment. And I got out in Fort Hood, Texas, in the Killeen area. And the only place I could find employment was 70 miles one way to Austin. So every morning I had to commute from Killeen to Austin, 70 miles one way and 70 miles back. So I did that back and forth for 7 months. And the crazy thing is, I was going to the Texas Workforce Commission. Back then it was called the Texas Employment Commission. Would go to the Texas Workforce Commission every Thursday religiously. I only had one suit, so I would go in there, so with one suit, one pair of dress socks, and the rest was jeans and t-shirts. So same suit every Thursday religiously. I walked in, sat down, and was talking to the veteran service representative Thursdays. I go in. Tom, the guy's name was Tom. Tom, do you by chance have anything available? Any jobs, any referrals that you can give to me? Nothing out. Every Thursday, 7 months. So I got to the last, I think the second, maybe the last, or not second to the last check for unemployment. I walked in there to the unemployment office, sat there, talked with Tom, to the claim service representative, and jokingly, I said, Tom, I've been in this place so many times, you guys might as well put me on payroll. So he laughs, I laugh, and the next thing you know, I get a tap on my shoulder, and I turn around, and it was a guy by the name of Jim Grammenbauer. Remember it like it was yesterday. Jim tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, how would you like to work for the state of Texas? Daniel, I swear I almost cried right on the spot. And I said, yeah, I'd really would like to work for the state of Texas. So fast forward, eventually moved to Austin and was able to get employment from there. Later on, I left the Texas Workforce Commission, got another job at a factory, got laid off there, and was unemployed for 7 months again. And then, was able to find employment, and then eventually started my own game development company.
Wow, game development. So that's when you started transforming from war hero to superhero. What was the breaking point to actually start doing that?
The breaking point was actually before that, during the unemployment, still kind of doing odd jobs phase. Back in 2005, I was sleeping on the floor, sleeping on the couch, didn't have a bed in my unit. And I just got tired of living poor. Just got tired of living poor, just little to no food in the cupboard, starving all the time. And Daniel, that got old. It got old, and I got tired of the rejection from retailers. You go in, you want to buy something, you on credit per se, and they kind of run your credit score, and they just kind of look at you like, yeah, sure, you want to buy something. And after a while, they just kind of starts eating on you. So what I decided to do was start taking notes of that entire process. And again, I talk about it in the book, My Journey from Bad to Excellent Credit, on the books on Amazon. And again, I talk about it in that. And I just, again, decided to just document the whole process, going from having little to nothing, poor credit, people ignoring you, multiple divorces, 2 divorces, loss of a wife, multiple unemployment, ID theft. I mean, the whole bit. So, yeah, that's where I was.
That was all you?
That was all. That was all me. Again, that's in the book also. So if you want to learn more, people out there, you want to learn more, check out the book, please. My Journey from Bad to Excellent Credit is on Amazon. Got an 850 FICO score now.
That's awesome. And man, that's just crazy. So how long did it take for that restoration process, for that credit score?
15 years. 15 long years. And often people will think it's just an overnight gig, and there may be some services that are out there that said they'll fix your credit. I don't know what specifically they do and how much they can fix it. But for me, it took me 15 long years of reading multiple books. You've got multiple books that are out there, 300, 400 pages on how you can improve your credit. You got multiple CDs, DVD. Please watch this DVD. Please listen to this CD. And by design, what they'll do is they'll make it so there's a lot of fluff. So you purchase the item, and then after the first chapter or 2, you get so frustrated and said, you know what, I'm not going to do this. Well, it does them some good because you've already purchased the item, but it doesn't do you any good. So in the documentation process, what I decided to do was to write a book, since most of the time it took about a chapter before I said, this is screwy. I decided to write a book that was about a chapter in length, about 50, maybe 60 some odd pages, and incorporate some sort of workbook style in it, and then just condense it and give it out to, share it with the masses.
That's really cool. Yeah. And that, especially nowadays with people trying to read things in 20 minutes a day, like on Kuber and all these other things of that nature. So that's probably about a 20, 30-minute book.
Yeah, actually it's about 45-ish. And again, we got it on audiobook. It's on Amazon as well. So it's on audiobook, and again, paperback and Kindle as well. And so it's doing really good on the charts, especially in the Kindle version.
That's really cool. So basically, instead of binge watching an episode, you can binge listen to your book.
Binge listen to My Journey from Bad to Excellent Credit. It's on Amazon. Check it out. Me, Al Jones.
That's really awesome. So as you went over from this poor credit score to perfect credit score, how are you helping others to transform? Is that your primary doing? That you help people with their credit?
Yeah, and what I do is I do public speaking gigs. I do podcasts like this, talking with people, sharing my story. And the other thing that I do, and I was going to ask you beforehand, what is your favorite charity? Favorite nonprofit?
I can't say I donate to so many, but if I had to choose one that helped me the most, the Wounded Warrior Program helped me the most.
Okay, and they're a nonprofit, 501c3?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, so one of the things that I do is 50% of the proceeds from the sale of my books on Amazon, what I'll do is I will give 50% of the net proceeds to the Wounded Warrior Project. If people purchase the book and then write in the review that they were referred or heard about me or something like that on your program, then what I'll do is each time I see that, then when I get the revenue, I'll donate 50% of that to that charity. How about that?
That's really awesome. So awesome. So yeah, Wounded Warrior Project's listening. We'll tag them in the feed too, definitely. That's cool. To go over and do that. Yeah, they helped me. I was almost homeless, and they gave the entire rent, because every other place I went to was like $50 here, $75 here. Last person. And I remember in the middle of Lacey, I made a phone call and they paid the rent while I was on the phone, and that was really awesome.
Wow. And one the other, and that's along that same vein, I recall when I was struggling big time, I go to a public service, if you will, approach them, and they wanted to know how much I made gross. And a lot of them, it's based on gross. So if you have poor financial management skills and you're making here, but then after it's all over, it's way down here, and you have nothing left over, they don't consider that. They consider gross only, and that's it. So I was turned away many a times because I had poor financial management. I was making a decent salary, but after it's all said and done, had $50, $75 a month to do something with. So yeah, I can relate to that.
That's really cool. So from your book or from your experience, could you share us 3 superhero tactics to help us thrive to get to that perfect credit score?
One of the things you can do is stay within your budget. One of the things that I do is to, in addition to staying within my budget, if you have a credit card, use your credit card for every single purchase that you make, that you can make. And then after you make those purchases, then take a look at your statements every week, every day, whatever, and then pay towards that. Because what happens is when you use your credit card on a regular basis, that's like a report card on trust. Banks are, trying to figure out, okay, can they trust you? Will you pay back? So that's like an ongoing report card on how you can pay stuff off. Don't use your debit card for day-to-day purchases. The only thing that you should be using your day-to-day purchases on is your credit card. Use your debit card to pull money out for the ATM. Find an outlet. I may be going over the 3. So find an outlet that you can use to help others, to kind of keep you stable, and be willing to listen to others for suggestions. That's so offhand. That's it. And read, obviously. Read as much.
Yeah, definitely so. And the cool part is, if you don't read, you can listen to the binge listening. You said you got it on Audible, so
yeah, I got it on audiobook. And just a shout out to Brookshire, a friend of mine that encouraged me to do the audiobook. I had to print, had the Kindle, and Brookshire Lafayette referred me to the audiobook program. He said, Al, you might want to consider doing the audiobook, because we got people out there that, they're on the road and whatnot, and they just want to listen to somebody to provide some common sense solutions, some real life stuff. So that's what you can find, again, on my book, My Journey from Bad to Excellent Credit on Amazon.
Did you do the audio yourself, or did you hire somebody?
I had thought about hiring James Earl Jones for the preface. Yeah, hey, shoot big. So I realized that he was a little bit out of my price range. So so I decided to go ahead and do it myself. So had a local studio to do it for me. I did some voiceover work in the past, and I think I've got a pretty decent voice for voiceover work. So I just got a local studio here in town, can't recall the name, but did the local studio in town, did a lot of editing work, and knocked it out. I did all the uploading myself to the ACX program that's kind of tied in with Amazon. So all the technical stuff, but as far as the recording, I did it myself and took the audio files and uploaded them myself.
That's really cool. Yeah, because I have one of my books published. I just haven't done the audio yet. So
okay, and I would highly recommend it. And one of the things I discovered in doing the audio, some of the content that you have in the book is going to switch with how you should present it in the audiobook. For example, in my book, there's a workbook type element. So if I would say in the book, please turn to the next page to read, whatever. In the audio version, you're going to have to say, please advance to the next page, next chapter, or please wait, please pause and take a moment to reflect, whatever. And then you're going to have to do that audio gap in the recording. So if you've got a good editor, if you've got a good studio that you're working with, they should be able to help you out. If you're going to do it solo and you feel confident what you're doing, keep in mind how you're reading it, and you're reading it so someone's actually listening to the content versus reading it.
Yeah, and definitely for like good stewardship and trying to get that quote unquote perfect credit, you can make at least the most amount of money because you did the voice and you get to keep all the royalties too.
That is correct. Of course, they typically they want about 45-50% ish with paperback, definitely. Audiobook, it's a little more in your pocket, but not much. But at least rather than having somebody else do it, that's one less thing you've got to pay, and you do it yourself. You've got some good audio equipment. Looks like you've got some good audio equipment, all the merrier. And also you might want to even consider doing a podcast, for each one of the chapters. One of the other services that I've got the audiobook on is the On TV channel. So people can check out the On TV channel and check it out as well. And again, it's on Amazon as well, and a bunch of Walmart.com and a couple other sites as well. So it's keeping me busy.
That's really cool. So I want to thank you, Al, for going over and joining us. And for all the people that are watching through Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, we're on the Easy Way Wall. We're also on Roku now, which is really cool. 7 platforms, hopefully be an 8th soon. So great on the distribution. And if you're listening to Al at any location, all you have to do is take 3 seconds of your time. We prefer 18 minutes and 20 seconds of listening to all the content. But if you want Al to move to the next level, to our TV show, War Hero to Superhero, averaging 10 to 14 listeners and growing, 10 to 14,000 listeners, not 10 to 14. But if you want to go uplift him to the next thing, there's the book right there. Awesome. And if you want to get him to the next level, give him 3 seconds in the next 3 days. And please go and listen to all of it. But if you don't have a moment to go over and to listen, it's 3-second view in the next 3 days. If he gets the most, yep, that camera's always hard part right there. 3 seconds.
Click it.
There you go. Yeah, click it. So definitely connect and go over. And right now, one of our ladies, one of our Miss Veteran America contestants, I think, is going over winning. I think she has a few hundred views. I'm pretty sure, Al, you can beat it. Come on, bring it.
Go ahead. Help me out. Help a guy out. Click the link. Help me out.
Just 3 seconds.
Hey, Daniel, and if anybody is in the Phoenix metro area and they purchase a copy of the book, what I'll do is I will personally, you call me 623-205-2415, 623-205-2415. Call me, and what I'll do is I will personally come to you and autograph the book for you.
Woo, there you go. All right, so that's pretty awesome. So I want to thank you for joining. I want to thank you for our audience for going over and listening each and every day throughout the week. And Al, do you have anything else to close us out? Last shots.
Check out the book on Amazon, my journey from bad to excellent credit. Call me 623-205-2415. Again, 623-205-2415. Click the link. I want to go to the TV version with you, Daniel. Thanks a bunch.
All right, awesome. We will catch you on there. We'll see what happens. 3 days. 3 days.
3 days. 3 days. Do it.